Mrs. Harrible has a special birthday present, the hair salon she always wanted. But a mix-up with the sign makes everyone think it's a horrible hair salon. When people finally start showing up, they're not the customers she expected to have. Mrs. Harrible had always dreamed of opening her own hair salon. So for her birthday, Mr. Harrible decided to surprise her with one called the Harrible Hair Salon. But there was a problem with the new salon. The painter got confused and painted a large black sign that said, "The Horrible Hair Salon," in orange letters. Mrs. Harrible decided to open the salon while they waited for the painter to come back and fix the sign. She sat inside hour after hour, day after day, but no one came. Because of the sign, everyone thought it was a Halloween prank and not a real salon. Mrs. Harrible was discouraged and ready to close the salon, but on Halloween, a strange thing happened. The bell above the door rang as it swung open. She finally had a customer. Mrs. Harrible looked up and smiled until she saw who was entering her salon. The woman standing in front of her didn't look human. She looked like a monster. "Can I help you?" Mrs. Harrible asked nervously, wondering why the woman came to the salon in her Halloween costume. "I'm here to have my hair fixed," the woman said with a smile. "I'm going to a big party tonight, and I want to win the prize for the worst hair. You do horrible hairstyles, right?" "What do you have in mind?" Mrs. Harrible asked. "Something fancy and curly," the woman said. "You know, like you see teenage girls wear to the prom." Mrs. Harrible tried to brush the woman's hair, but the brush broke because her hair was so stiff. So she tried to wash it, but bugs were crawling out of it, and she got grossed out and quickly dried it. "Your costume is very realistic," Mrs. Harrible said, trying to make conversation. "What costume?" the woman asked. "This is the way everyone from Transylvania looks." Transylvania? Mrs. Harrible asked. "That's a long way from here." The woman sighed. "We had to move because no one accepted us anymore. Everyone there is afraid of monsters." Mrs. Harrible began to panic. She was fixing a monster's hair. She hoped the woman liked it, or she would be in big trouble. When she was all done, she slowly turned the woman's chair around and handed her a mirror. She held her breath as the woman examined her hair. Would she like it? "This is the most horrible hairstyle I have ever seen," the woman exclaimed. "I love it. I'm sure to win the contest now." She thanked Mrs. Harrible, paid her the money, and even left her a big tip for doing such a horrible job. Mrs. Harrible watched the woman leave and wondered if the whole thing had been some kind of a Halloween prank. But it wasn't. The next day, the salon was filled with monsters, all waiting to have their hair done in a horrible style. Mrs. Harrible decided not to have the sign repainted because her shop became so popular with the monsters from Transylvania. She was so busy, She even had to hire some help.